What is going on, YouTube? If you are new to my channel, we are in the Lifted Lifestyle warehouse right now. This is where all of our supplements are filled out. This is where our gym is. What we are doing today is putting this "What do you fight for" decal up on our wall. And when people come in to work out here, they're gonna sign their name and write what they fight for. When I say, "What do you fight for?" I mean, what is your why? What is your reason? What is it that you can think about or reflect on when life gets difficult or you don't feel like doing the work that's gonna motivate you enough to push you through, to keep you fighting? So I wanna talk more about that at the end, but right now we're gonna put this up. Challenge is gonna be getting it to all line up and be level, but we're gonna do our best. Let's get started. We finally finished. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Looking back, we should have made a line with like a pencil or something all the way across, and that way we could have just placed it. But I wanted to try to keep the same distance between everything and make it level, so we ended up measuring it with a tape measure, and that was pretty difficult. But, so at the beginning, I was telling you guys I want to talk to you at the end about what does it mean to talk about like your why? What do you fight for? You know, what's your reason? So, you know, it's really easy on the days where we feel motivated, right? Like, you know, something happened that got us fired up. We watched a movie, we watched a video, something that got us motivated, feeling good. We're ready to go do the work. We're ready to face life head on. Those aren't really the days that we need our why. The days that we need our why are those days where we wake up and things just don't seem to click. Like, you want to pull the covers back over your head. You want to just hit that snooze button. You don't want to go to work. You don't want to go to your job. I mean, it happens to all of us. You get to that point where you don't even want to face life. Those are the days that you need your why. And what is your why? For me, I'm just going to be open with you guys because I'm asking you to do the same. I'd be a hypocrite if I wasn't going to be open with you. People ask me all the time, what motivates you? What is my why? My why is my brother passed away from a drug overdose, and before he did, just a couple months before, that was like when I started working out, not too seriously, but I was just really getting into it. And he went to the gym with me one time. It's the only time he ever saw me work out. And he sat there and as I was lifting, he was just taunting me. It's what older brothers do, is giving me a hard time. He was calling me a bitch, like he was just pushing me. And then as he saw that like I actually was really trying hard, as we moved through that workout, I could tell that I started to gain his respect. And so every time when I'm working out and I don't feel like, you know, pushing up that last rep, I don't feel like trying to add on that weight, I think about that. I think about that night at the gym when he was sitting there next to me and he was pushing me and I felt like I was doing it for him. I think about that almost every single time. If I start to get amped up and emotional here, I don't even care. My other reason is my dad passed away actually it's gonna be a year ago, 2 days from now. So today is the 2nd, on the 4th. And before he passed away, he had brain cancer. And so when he had his brain tumor, he slowly lost the ability to speak. He lost different motor functions. And before he lost the ability to speak, he told me that he believed in me and what my vision was doing, what I was going to do here, the people that I was going to reach. So every time I get discouraged here, and trust me guys, there are plenty of days where I get discouraged. I mean, people see on Instagram, it's like, oh, you put this motivational stuff up on there and it looks like I have it all together. And I try my best to have it all together, but I don't always. I have my days I don't feel like getting out of bed. And it's on those days when I think about sitting there talking to him for one of the last times and him telling me that he believed in me. That's all I need. That gets me to jump right out of bed and go do the work, go face another day head on. So those are two of my biggest whys. I'm married, I have a wife, and so I want to create a future for my family. I think about my future family, I think about my brothers, and the fact that I want to work hard and create something for them. I think about the people who are going through a hard time. You know, I've said this before, like, I still to this day don't understand why the things happened in my life that they did. I don't know why I died for 2 minutes when I was 18 from heart failure. I don't know why my little brother has had all his brain surgeries. I don't know why my brother died or my dad died. But the best that I can do, because I know I'm never gonna understand it, is try to help people that are going through similar situations. They might not be going through the exact same thing, but if they're going through a hard time, if I can just encourage them in some way, because I already know what that feels like. And if I can get them to face another day, just to get out of bed and figure out a way to be thankful, you know, counter that depression, counter that sadness with a reason to be thankful, it's worth it to me. So those are my reasons. So I wanted to tell you guys that. And so I just want to finish off by saying this. Every single time, this takes practice. This doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just think of one thing that motivates you and then it's just gonna carry you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have to practice this. Every time you start to think those negative thoughts, every time you start to feel the weight of the world on your shoulder, think about the big picture. Think about why you're doing what you do. There's so many days that I second guess myself, you know? And I just replay all those memories, all the late nights, and sitting there seeing my dad or seeing my brother when I had to go identify, like all those different things. And that pushes me, man. Like, you guys have seen in some other videos, Max, he always, when we're working out together, there's times he'd be like, you need, you know, go there, like mentally. Guys, I wake up there. That's how I am every single day. And honestly, what I've chosen to do is just use it. I'm not letting it beat me. I'm using that. That's my why. That's why I fight. So I'm just asking you to do the same. If you haven't had a hard life, like you haven't experienced tragedy, you haven't lost a family member, whatever it's been, number one, I'm happy for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. So maybe your why doesn't have to be such a deep, tough subject. Maybe it's just goals that you have. Maybe it's a future you want to build. Maybe it's people that you want to reach. Or, you know, like there's different things. Everyone's gonna have, no one can judge each other's reasoning and say this is a good enough reason or this isn't. Whatever works for you, and don't ever let anybody else tell you any different. Your why is your why. So I'm gonna end this by writing my reasons on the wall. What we're gonna do now is when people come in here to work out with me, whether it's a collab or with my friends or just different people that come in here, they're gonna write their name on the wall and they're gonna write their reason why they fight. And that's a tradition we're gonna be starting here at Lifted Lifestyle, and we're gonna carry that on. So find your guys' why, those days that you feel like giving up. Think about it. Let it fire you, let it push you. There's no stopping you once you find your why.
When there's sadness, when there's poison in your head, when the sadness leaves you broken in your bed,